I'm Oral Hershiser, and I am on the Blue Review. Hey, this is Sean Green. You're watching the Blue Review.
Bum, bum, ba-da-da,
Bum, bum.
bum, bum.
Lasers, lasers,
Laser,
lasers,
laser,
lasers, and
laser,
more
laser, laser,
lasers
laser.
on a Tuesday morning.
Lasers everywhere.
Welcome everybody to the Blue Review presented by LAX. I'm Marcus Grant. That is Greg Bergman. Dodgers get another win. They keep on rolling. 9-4 the final score. Another typical Eric Lauer start in
Right,
right?
right.
I don't really know what to say about it. It's a typical Eric Lauer start in that it was weird. There were moments of trouble, but in the end, the Dodgers get a win. That seems to be how they go. Yeah.
It is exactly how it goes, and it's weird because I don't know if I hate that park more than Coors Field. I think that park might be worse than Coors Field, but we can get into all of that. And also, I liked Eric Lauer's start better than Emmett Sheehan's.
All right, yeah, we can get into that and plenty more. But first, I want to let you know that the Blue Review is powered by LAX. LAX is preparing for a huge win against traffic. The Skylink train is currently in testing to ensure it's a fast and reliable ride to every terminal. For more information, visit lawa.org/ESPN. So, yeah, so let's first, I guess, let's get into the Eric Lauer start. In that this time he didn't use an opener; he was just the starter. Um, Battled through 6 innings. It sort of was yesterday, Greg, what it kind of always is with him. There's a mandatory home run allowed. Like he has to at least give up one home run, it seems. He goes through one really rocky inning, which in this case was the second. He gave up all three of his runs in the second inning. And then after that happens, he shakes it off and he sort of cruises through the rest of his start. And then the Dodgers get a win because the Dodgers always win when Eric Lauer pitches. This, I guess, is just. It feels like, if you know this, if you understand that this is what the menu is, then you're okay with it. Maybe is that what it is?
Yeah, look, if he's going to go 6 innings and give up 3 runs every start, uh, what more can you ask from him? Honestly, I mean now it's another quality start for him when he didn't have one with Toronto this year before coming down here. It's very odd what's going on with Eric Lauer, but it's like he has that one bat, and even the third inning he threw a lot of pitches and he had a lot of traffic, but it was all soft contact. He did give up the home run, but everything else was just little bloops and flares and little things that just dribblers that got through. I mean, I think besides the home run, the hardest hit ball was like 75 miles an hour off the bat. Everything was just bink, bink, bink. And it's just, I don't know if it's the ballpark, not understanding the dimensions, but anything that was in the air was pretty much falling for a hit for both teams.
Yeah, I mean that was a weird thing about the ball game, and we can talk about that. But first, I just want to kind of talk about Lauer again because he is, he's not missing bats. He's, guys are
Yeah.
getting contact on what he had last night. He just had 2 strikeouts last night, so like that's never going to be a big part of his game. But he is pitching to soft contact, it seems, and you just have to understand there's going to be traffic on the base paths. I mean, he gave him 9 hits and a walk. So he had guys all over the place last night. But he just figures out how to get outs. I don't understand it. I don't know if there's something that Mark Pryor and the coaching staff worked with him on or talked to him about, but this is not the same guy that was in Toronto that was giving up home run after home run, that was struggling to get, not even just deep in the games, but really get through much of anything. It's just a different look. So I'm curious your thoughts on why you feel better about this. I mean, I don't disagree, but why you feel better about this than what you saw from Emmett Sheehan.
So I think a lot of it has to do with the defense that's behind him that they have. But also, like, he gave him 9 hits, but there was 28 hits in that game. Like there was hits all around. I think there was like 12 hits going into the third inning. So there was just little hits, little tiny hits all over the place. So I don't really like equate that to the bat to Eric Lauer as much as just the ballpark and how and the sun. They couldn't figure out the sun early on, and it was both teams. There was a ball that Kyle Tucker hit that looked like it was a home run, and it fell
Right.
like in the middle of the outfield. It
I'm
was
like
so
center
weird.
field. I'm like, what happened? That's why it's like, did that ball hit a bird? Like, what happened? How did it fall so far?
Right. It was just all over the place. So I don't really blame Eric Lauer for that stuff. I think that's just weirdness of baseball and weirdness of that ballpark. But like Eric Lauer, I think there's a lot of things that it comes into play there, that he has a better pitching. He has a better pitching coaches and better coaches all around him. And he's said it already that this is just a different atmosphere being on the Dodgers than it is anywhere else he's been. It's the defense that he has behind him, that everybody is a good defender behind him. You don't really have somebody like that guy kind of sucks out there. Maybe Teo, but Teo is just on his first game back, and he's actually been better out there when his hamstring is fine. He seems to be a better outfielder defensively. So you have all that defense. You have a better coaching behind you, and you have just a better mindset, being like, I can throw this pitch over the plate, and if they hit it, I trust that my guys are going to get it, where I don't think he maybe felt that in Toronto, especially early on when they were struggling. So I thought it was a better outing than Sheehan, despite the numbers all around. Like if you put the two numbers next to each other and said like blind test of player A, player B, for me, you right away you'd say, oh, the Sheehan numbers, obviously those were the better numbers, but the better start was Lauer. And honestly, I feel that way because he went 6 innings. He only gave the 3. He only gave the 3 in the 1 inning, and he kind of cruised through after that. So I thought that was a much better outing. It just his pitching looked better, if that makes sense.
Well, it was. I mean, I think he was more on target than Sheehan was. Sheehan was kind of all over the place.
More control.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the fastball. The fastball and changeup were just sort of all over the place the other night for Emmett Sheehan. Lauer definitely a lot more in the strike zone yesterday, and that goes a long way. Again, he only had the one walk, so he was making the A's guys swing the bat. And if they're going to get on, you're going to get on because you got a hit, not because I'm giving you free passes. And I think that's step number one for any of these guys, is make the other team sort of earn it instead of just giving it away. And Lauer did that last night. And then on the other side, the offense once again came to play. I mean,
yeah, they did.
This is I should look this up. Where this ballpark ranks right now in terms of hitter friendliness.
It's gotta be in the 10th percentile.
It's gotta be really, really high. I'm gonna sit here and kind of filibuster and talk. You know what? I'm looking. So obviously you're gonna be shocked by this. Coors Field is number 1.
No.
I know. No. That's hard to believe.
Actually, the Dodgers give us the most home runs in baseball. At least they did as of like a week or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just home runs.
Here's the thing. I guess Baseball Savant. I was looking somewhere else. Baseball Savant doesn't even have it listed. It has 29 parks listed.
It doesn't exist. It's not a real ballpark. It's a minor league park that only holds 14,000 people. All right,
I mean, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, I'm looking, and yeah, so far nobody has it listed. Maybe because they haven't played a full season there or what. But I'm looking at a couple different lists of this sort of metric, and nobody has Sutter Health Field listed. Either it's way too bad or they haven't played enough games there. I'm not sure what it is, but nobody.
Yeah, it's only what. I mean, if we're like 70, 80 games into the season, then 60, 70 games, they probably only played 30.
Well, they played a handful of games in Vegas.
In Vegas, too,
at a ballpark that might have been even worse than this one.
Oh, home runs flying! If you even touched the ball, it was out of the park. It was worse than the short porch at Yankees Field. Just which is amazing.
But anyway, the Dodgers did show up offensively last night. I mean, pretty much everybody getting involved in some way. In fact, every starter had at least one hit in the ball game. So
and most had 2.
Most had two. Another good offensive performance. You got home runs from the Dodger Max Muncy, who out hit the A's Max Muncy, and you had a homer. Andy Pages, you mentioned this yesterday, starting to come back to life a little bit, and it was good to see him not just hit, but yesterday hit for power too. Like it feels nice to see Pages kind of coming back a little bit.
Yeah, if he can find his power again, find his stroke once again, then you're looking at a guy that maybe does stay in the 2 spot. I still think ultimately him lower in the lineup is going to be better for him. But if he's hitting like this and he starts to find a rhythm here, then great, we can move on. But can we talk about that Shohei home run just for a second?
Sure.
Like Shohei, my goodness. It's that Shohei is really like feeling it and feel like, oh, that was a good one. When he stands there, stares at it, and then throws the bat away afterwards. It was just a blast into right field. Like it was over the trees. That thing was hit a mile. And you could tell he was just like, yeah, that one felt really good.
Yeah, no, it is great to watch, and I'm pulling it up now because I just want to watch it again. But
Oh yeah, I'll watch it as many times as you want. If you get it put it up there, great. Let's see that.
Yeah, I do love watching Shohei hit the no doubters that he knows, because he wanted to see how far that would go. Like he might have put that in the river or something.
It was in a perfect spot. The whole thing, the swing path, the ball, where it landed, it was just like flat barrel gone. That thing was it was beautiful.
And I thought it was, again, it's just a reminder that if ever, I won't say doubt, like I don't think anybody doubts what Shohei can do, but if you ever start to think, oh man, he seems to be having an issue here, no, he's not. Because yesterday, right, because yesterday his first couple of bats weren't particularly great against Gage Jump, and in our group chat, Anthony Witrato mentioned something about, man, Shohei's looked really bad. Hopefully he's just having an off night, whatever. And then a couple of at bats later, he mashes one. Similarly, I think during the broadcast, Eric Karros was talking about how Shohei's having a rough day against breaking balls. Like, man, I don't know what's going on. And then it's a breaking ball that he absolutely clobbers to right field for a home run. So yeah, every time you think Shohei's having a problem, just remind yourself, no, he's not.
He's not. That's the only answer there. It's no, he's not. If you look at it, like I know we do this a lot, and I don't think we do it enough, to be honest with you. The guy's hitting almost 300. Has an OPS over 900 at just under 950, and he's also pitching, and he has a below 2 ERA. Like the guy is just insane. The fact that he is able to do both these things at such a high level at this point in the season is stupid. It's not, like there's no other word. You're not supposed to be able to do this. The guy is amazing. It's can never say enough about him.
I'm going back to, remember early in the season when he kind of wasn't hitting, and everybody's like, "What's wrong with Shohei Ohtani?" I'm kind of going. Remember, so back on May 4th. I mean, this is early in the season, but on May 4th, going into that day, he had just come off an 0 for 3. In fact, he had just been through a big slump where he had gone 0 for 14, and the batting average was down to 240. And it was just like, what's wrong with Shohei Ohtani? Like, there was a lot of chatter about is the pitching taking a toll on him? Is he not focused? Was it the World Baseball Classic? What is going on with Shohei? He was hitting 240. He had an OPS of 790. Let's see, at that point, his OPS was 824. His OPS got down to below 800 at one point. To your point, now he's hitting 297. He's got an OPS of 958. He's up to 18 home run. He's up to 18 home runs. So there's nothing wrong with Shohei Ohtani.
No, there's absolutely nothing wrong with Shohei Ohtani, and it's, again, they just said, Tim just put up the video of the home run. I love when he stares at him. He just doesn't show guys up often, show pitchers up. That's not his style. But when you could see it in him, in his eyes, in his face. He gets a hold where he's like, yeah, that's the one. That one feels good. Yeah, I know. Someone else, by the way, Mark, is Kyle Tucker. Swing
Kyle
looked
Tucker's
pretty
starting
good.
to hit. It's starting to hit. No, I credit where it is due. He's done it in a couple of nights in a row now, right? He had a couple of hits in the series finale, well, pretty much in the series against the Padres. He comes up to Sacramento. He's got a couple of hits, 2 for 4 last night. Also drew a walk yesterday. So yeah, no, it's starting to come around. He's hitting over 240 at this point. So it's starting to happen. If I'm going to nitpick, would love to see the power numbers come up a little bit,
Yeah.
but in terms of just having quality at bats and getting on base, it's starting to look good for Kyle Tucker. I'm not officially ready to take him off the villain seat quite yet, but we're in negotiations. We're willing to compromise a little bit.
As you should. You hold firm until it actually fixes it. That's the whole point of being the villain, is to fix these guys, and you're doing just that. I mean, he's 6 of his last 16. He's batting over the last 7 days. He's batting 375. He still doesn't. I don't know if I didn't hear what he said after the game yesterday, but if he still feels not as good as he did Saturday, you could see there was another swing that he almost got a hold of one and put it out of the park, but it fell a little short. But that was actually a really nice play by their center fielder, where he was a jumping grab at the center field wall. So he seems to be finding his swing path a little bit better and getting a little. Let's just put it this way: if Kyle Tucker starts hitting like Kyle Tucker usually hits, the rest of the league, they're already in trouble, but it's over. It's a done deal at that point for the regular season, because if he's hitting and everybody else is hitting, that you're just massively in trouble.
That's the thing, right? Because I mean, Shohei's doing his thing. Pages, we just mentioned, is starting to wake up a little bit. And
Freddie
look,
looking good.
Andy Pages is always going to be streaky. Like, he'll go through a couple of weeks where you can't get anything by him. Then he'll go a couple of weeks where it looks like he's holding the bat upside down. For Freeman's hitting, Betts, Teoscar had 2 hits in his return yesterday. It was the full Teoscar experience because he had 2 hits, but he also had 3 strikeouts. That's just going to be Teo. That's just what it is. But yeah, Muncy's been having a pretty consistent year. So you had Tucker into that mix, and then suddenly you're looking at that's your top 7 guys right now. That's without Will Smith being back and healthy in the lineup. By the way, Dalton Rushing had a couple of hits last night as well too. Yeah, this is looking scary again, which is bad news for everybody else.
Very much bad news, and especially at a ballpark like this one, where you're going to hit the ball out of the park a little more often than not. So, putting Teo, I love to see Teo. He comes back, he legs out an infield single, he hits it off the pitcher, and then he used his wheels, like you said in the chat. Hamstring looks fine to me, so it does look fine to me too. It's like, I just love seeing Teo back in there and to start getting more and more healthy. Edmund's starting to look better himself. He looks good too. The length of the lineup, you're starting to see what you were talking about at the beginning of the season, like why this team should be the best team that's ever been assembled. And it's starting to show up. Every year we say that, I feel like. This is the best team ever assembled. And then it gets better. And they say, this is the best team ever assembled. And then it gets better. And that's what they're doing again. And, this is what you're seeing from them. So Teo getting 2 hits in his first 2 at-bats.
Yeah.
It's just the length of the line. You don't even know where to put guys. And there's going to be a guy that is a big-time hitter that's going to be in the 8th spot, and that's crazy.
That is crazy, right? I mean, like, I went through my projected lineup, or the lineup I'd like to see. I mentioned that yesterday with DeMarco, and DeMarco on first pitch. That ideally, if everything's right, everybody's healthy, like, I would put Andy Pages in like the 8th spot. And this is a guy who's having an all-star season, who is among the league leaders in RBI. And I'm talking about putting him near the bottom of the order. I mean, look, take a guy like Tommy Edman, who on a lot of teams would be hitting probably near the top of the order, right? You'd have him
1 or 2 probably.
Yeah, you would have him as like a rally starter potentially. We're talking about maybe having him hit 9th as sort of that second leadoff guy, the guy to kind of get things going ahead of Shohei. That's what this is with this team. It's fun to. I mean, at least for us, it's fun to watch. I'm sure there are 29 other teams that don't feel the same way, but for us, it's fun to watch these guys every day go out and do this. You
They're
know,
ruining baseball. They're ruining. No,
great.
they're actually helping baseball. You know why they're also helping baseball? Did you notice what was behind the hitters during that game?
The
There
all the
was
Japanese
Japanese
ads.
ads.
Hmm.
The Japanese ads. Guess who's making money off that? It's not the Dodgers. That is the A's or Athletics or whatever you want to call them. They
Yeah, sure.
they're
West
making money
Sacramento.
off that because they're selling. Sure, West Sacramento. They're making money off that. So guess who's not ruining baseball? Guess who's helping baseball? Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
silly
no.
argument.
Bringing in, it's definitely bringing in revenue streams. It is adding, I think, more. It's bringing more viewers, adding more eyeballs from an international market. I mean, every major sports league is trying to figure out how to court an international market. And look, granted, Shohei is not the only Japanese player in baseball, but he is easily the biggest, and is bringing the biggest audience along with him. So, yeah, that it's a huge thing for baseball in general. Game two of the three-game series with the A's is tonight. That one gets going at 6:40 at Sutter Health Field, aka the launching pad. Um, I'm going to tell you this one worries me tonight in the sense it's Justin Robleski, who look, has
Pitches to
been
contact.
obviously very good all year. But we're talking about a guy who pitches to contact in a ballpark that is very unforgiving when it comes to contact. This seems
Right.
this has the potential to be problematic tonight.
Yeah, and what about this guy, the Springs? He has a 5.52 ERA. Does that meet your criteria, or does it have to be over
Ooh,
6? Because it's
you know
not
what?
good. It's not horrific. Like where does
Yeah,
5.52 rank in
it is. It's a little touch and go right now with this one. I'm gonna say that the ballpark sort of evens that out. Just because if the Dodgers can get a couple in the air, then there's a good chance between the ballpark playing small and the fact that I haven't checked the weather, but it's Sacramento in late June,
so
so
it's
it
hot?
very well could be near 100 degrees, if not 100 degrees. So I'm going to say that the Dodgers actually get over on Jeffrey Springs. Um,
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
yeah, yeah,
Hopefully
it's gonna be a
Robleski can
cool 90 degrees in Sacramento today. So
Oh, that ball's gonna fly like crazy. So it could be this could be like a 12-11 type game. Which whenever you say it's gonna be a 12-11 game, guess what it's gonna be?
I was gonna be
1-0.
3-2. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's for sure gonna be a low
Yeah,
scoring game
low
because we
scoring, like
expect
pitchers duel. Yeah, exactly.
because we expect
craziness of
otherwise.
baseball.
Um,
Hey, what
I
do you think?
know.
What do you think?
Go ahead.
Sorry, what do you think happened? So I know this is not till this weekend. If the Dodgers win the 4-game series against the Padres and they're, let's say, like 15 games back after Sunday, is it just a wrap for them? Do they start selling at the deadline, or do you think that they like are trying to keep it because they're 11 games back now? Like the division is basically out of reach at this point.
Yeah, at this moment, the division's very much out of reach, and I wouldn't be surprised if they become sellers. I think the problem is, um, what pieces do you sell off, right? Because you've got Merrill, you got Machado, you got Tatis. Um,
Bogarts,
Bogarts might be the piece that you try to move, but I mean, I don't know that anybody
who wants that?
necessarily wants him right now. Um,
Right.
you're not moving on from Machado. You're not moving on from Merrill, even though that rookie years is getting further and further away in the rearview mirror. I don't know.
Yeah, you
Hmm.
should move away from Machado. If the Padres are smart, they would move away from it. Their contract way too big. He's not hitting enough. But if you can find a suitor somebody that needs a third baseman that could have, I mean, he's still a good defensive third baseman. He's not hitting right now, but he still has power. He still is Manny Machado. They should move on from him and try to rebuild that way because this team is going nowhere. It's possible, especially after losing to Mason Miller losing yesterday. That's a problem for them.
Hmm.
If they go into a tailspin where they're below 500 around the All-Star break, they should start looking to move Machado.
Mason Miller could be a name that moves if they
Oh
really
yeah,
fall out of this thing because I think he hits free agency after this year. I'm sure they'd love to bring him back, but right now you don't have a lot of closing opportunities for him because you're not
no,
late. You're not leading late in ball games, and as you mentioned, he coughed one up yesterday. He could bring back a lot if you're the Padres in a potential trade. So
they should sell off completely. Just
That's
go back
too
into the dumpster, Padres. That's all we
too,
need.
That's
Don't worry about it.
too bad. That's a shame.
That's too bad.
Anyway, Dodgers and A's tonight from Sacramento, 6:40 first pitch time, and we'll be here tomorrow to talk to you about it all. As always, stick around for the Sedano and Cap Morning Extravaganza coming up after us. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks to Tim for production assistance. That'll do it for this edition of the Blue Review presented by LAX. For Greg, I'm Marcus. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 6:30 to 6:55 here on the ESPN LA YouTube channel.
See it. The Blue Review. The Blue Review.
Hey, I'm Eric Gagne. You're listening to the Blue Review.